Okay, I'm going to try once again in position. The part on the left is 340, and then this one is 335. They look kind of similar. The 335 one's just a little bit cleaner. And then trying to focus on that, you can see that they both kind of penetrated but to the other side. So I think I'll stick with 335 just because it looks nicer. I say I don't care how it looks, but the truth is I really do. If I'm being honest. Yeah, I got pretty close there. Let's see, how does that look? That looks all right. Yeah, I think that's fine as long as I just take my time. I think it'll all work great. Yeah, that helps a little putting the flash on. So that looks all right. It's not pretty, but I think it would hold together. Okay, finally going to start building up this firebox. This piece, this thin strip here, is just to provide an offset so that it will be up off the bottom by the thickness of the material, because I mean for them all to be open kind of corner joints. And you can see that there's a gap there and it looks like it's not square, but this is also not square, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's the best compromise I can come up with to ensure that the whole thing functions correctly. It's close enough to square. There's a big gap there, so bigger than I thought. I was just following a straight weld seam when I cut it out, but apparently I wasn't. Anyway, this should be good enough. Okay. Okay, here we go. This should be pretty straightforward. Shouldn't be difficult. There you go. One technique that I've seen people use online is to put a bunch of kind of tack welds like that into areas with a large gap. This one is considerably larger, so what I might do before I stop for lunch is just put a bunch of these kind of little bridges in there so that when I come to weld it, because that's a pretty substantial gap right there, it's almost 1/8 of an inch. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get some time lapse without audio of this part. I don't know how long this is going to take, but hopefully I can get it done fairly quickly. We'll see. Well, I had a difficult time during the parts that were, I kept on experimenting as I was coming up to try different settings. And for a while I had it dialed down to voltage 3, and then I dialed it back up to 4 again. And yeah, see, by there I feel like I was doing okay. But then the wind was blowing, and then over here on this side, it got to where the gap was really huge, and it takes special technique that I basically don't know to try to do that. So that got ugly. But I finished it. Here's what it looks like on the other side. You can see I applied a lot of heat over there trying to fill that gap, and less heat over there, I guess. Gonna get some video of me trying to set this thing up. Let me take this down, and then just temporarily, let me take one of these, put it underneath to offset it, and then there we go. This out of the way, and this out of the way. Okay, so now, assuming you can handle all of this weight, I can do this. Yeah, that'll do. Oops. Let me, I'm at 1. So what I'm wanting here, you know, ignore this piece. Look at the one that's on the inside that's welded, and this one, and I want those to just be making a nice little corner. And it is. And it's at more or less the right, you know, right spot this way too. I may need to come in a tiny bit, but this one's also got the same little corner going on. So, okay. Well, this is interesting how not square this is, but of course this metal is also sagging. It's going to be hard to get into that corner and see what's going on. Pretty sure I can get rid of these clamps now and this other thing. Okay. Yeah, see, I can't find the my handiwork, so to speak. It went okay. Some parts look actually decent, like right there, but most of it looks more like that or this. And it was hard I couldn't approach it from the same angle that I had been practicing at. Yeah, so it was tricky. But it's holding on, and so now this one's also done. And I'll probably grind these and make them look nicer. You know. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. Okay, so I can now, you know, lift up on this and raise the whole thing. And I'm flexing this plate a little bit, but that's what it's going to do.